or whatever. We can talk about D-Lo's situation right here with Trysta Krick.
Well, look at TK back at the Palatial.
Yeah. The manor, baby. We got siding. The siding looks good. Haven't had to do a damn thing to the house in the last.
Got trees. You all bundled up, looking good. I see you, homie.
Thank you. I still got to get my lashes. I got a little lash appointment I need to book. But other than that,
we $2,000 lash appointment that she's got coming up.
Nails done, hair done, everything done.
Hey. Are the Foxes okay? Are the Fox family?
Good question.
It's bad, guys. They're peeing. No. They're peeing everywhere. They're trying to mark their scent. Emma is losing it. There's baby deer in the background at night as well. She's keeping me up till 2:30, 3 a.m. She's barking. She's growling. It's bad.
Damn. All bad.
Too many.
I mean, that is what animals do.
Yeah, but I mean, at some point, just
hey, do the foxes and deer cross? Do we have a situation?
Yeah, the foxes were killing the deer. There was random deer meat posted in the yard.
Oh snap!
Can we get a count? Because I've got ideas on what I'm going to do on this hit.
Yeah, what do you want to do, TK? Like, I don't want to do that again.
Oh no!
But what do you want to do? Let's go.
Well, I was gonna find ways to bring up meat in the most random ways.
Okay,
I'm in a good mood, guys. I'm in a good mood today.
I see that.
I see fall has started on the East Coast. That's a good observation.
Pouring rain. It's
fall has started everywhere except for here.
Not here.
That's what I said. It's 99 today.
Kenny looks like he's going to a destination wedding and a White Sox game.
Well, this is my Bryson Tiller look. That's what this is, Bryson Tiller. I got the linen black pants on with the chucks. It's the Bryson Tiller look.
Oh my goodness! How many damn hats of teams that you don't even care about do you have? Like,
man,
I feel we kind of need to discuss this. We've never really called you out on it, or I haven't.
Well, I mean, because I'm always forthcoming. If it looks right with the outfit, I'm gonna wear it. There's only one hat that I'll never wear. That's the Dodgers hat. I'll never wear a Dodgers hat.
Is that true?
Yeah. Oh, that's
100% true. His son will wear it, but
Lake Show.
No.
Well, so you don't know. He used to be in his prior life. In his prior life, he was KC in LA on LA radio stations.
Well, it was on the Bay Area radio station.
I did not know that.
And I was calling from LA. And that's what got the people hyped up because I'm in enemy territory.
No, they didn't. Like, no one cared. We went over this story.
True too, especially in LA.
That's we got the Chatty House ready to meet you.
Oh man,
it's good. It's okay. Very good. All right, I'll mark it down. Check. That's 2. That's 2.
But yeah, Trysta, I'll wear anybody's hat. My wife, she doesn't allow me to have a Boston Red Sox hat because she's a Yankees fan. So,
well, there's probably a lot of reasons you don't want to wear a Boston Red Sox hat.
You can't really wear any hat anymore.
Well, I was
watch those videos.
Well, no, I wasn't really thinking of those videos. I was thinking more of Boston, but
yeah, Although I did think about I don't like Boston, but I did.
What videos are we talking about now?
Oh, every hat means something.
Oh, got it. I thought you were like referring to the Diddy tapes came out.
No. The New Orleans Saints hat means something. Like how? Why? Yeah, every hat.
I'm convinced that there are people combing through everything Sean Combs has ever said so they can get it posted on the internet.
There absolutely are.
I have seen like videos from 97, 98, 99. They're just going year by year by year. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at this. He's been telling us all along.
Just like R. Kelly did.
Well, no, the difference is R. Kelly's act was actually caught on video and was watched, and everyone was just like, oh, look at that. It's R. Kelly with a 14-year-old.
Pied Piper of R&B. That was crazy.
In any event.
You guys got any sports news? I feel like this is kind of like there's a little like maybe it's all the meat conversation, guys. You got your tongue.
There's 3.
Well, I wanted to hear your story, and then Trysta, I think, would be a good person to to
Tell me.
kind of
No, it's fine. The hell with where I wrote it in on the show. I'll fill that with something else.
People were clamoring for it at the beginning of the show. That's the only reason why they knew about it.
This is my life.
Twice people listen to the show. People tune in, tune out every 8 minutes.
Okay,
wait.
Colin Cowherd, calm down.
You actually, if you don't want to, you don't have to say it right now. But that reminded me. I meant to text Trysta.
You're not texting me. You don't text me.
No, I really didn't. Well, it was. I was listening to it late at night, so that's why I didn't want to text in, and I forgot the next day. But listen to the replacement. That's not it. That's not it.
He wants.
Yeah,
he needs. Hammer.
Come on. Why is he doing that? Come on, no, this is a little too much, bro. I can't take it.
Every white guy ever.
What is this, 97? Is this 01 radio? Is this how we're doing? Come on, man.
They had the.
Yeah, I was like, oh, yeah, that's not a good look.
So here's the story. I was walking Sprout this morning, and normal route, run into the normal people we see. This young lady has a dog, and she was talking to me, and I had a D'Lo and Casey shirt on. That's in the script of most of our logos are in some sort of script of the Kings. Mm-hmm. And we're walking, and she looks talking. She goes, "Hey, you ready for Warrior season?"
Bitch.
I said, didn't say that. Thought it, didn't say it. I was like, well, I'm ready for Kings season. Oh, you're a Kings fan. Yeah, I'm a Kings fan. Conversation goes on. She's from the Bay Area, blah, 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 blah. Continue the walk.
She's trying to hit.
Okay, well, stop.
That's why we had to have Trysta on for this story.
Okay, so let's make this clear. Fast forward 40 minutes.
Uh-huh.
A 60-some-odd-year-old woman approaches me, and it's a woman I see.
Wow.
Says to me, "Are you excited for Warrior season?"
See, that's why I get all these new developments. Nah, man.
Never has anybody ever approached me and asked me if I was ready for Warrior season, and it happened twice in one morning.
The second one, I don't believe. I don't think the 60-year-old woman was trying to hit. I still think number one, seen her before, playful banter. Oh, Kings fan. You know what I mean? A little playful ribbing. We all like a little playful ribbing.
I heard not too long ago that playful ribbing. Okay.
That's a gigantic pause. If you dig, no, never mind.
Oh, Jesus.
Did you take something before this hit? Like, did you take some happy pills?
I didn't sleep much last night. I didn't sleep much. So
so you're a little loopy.
Yeah, a little.
Okay, now loopy Trysta it's a vibe.
It's a vibe, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, no, these people, they like it didn't ask me.
Spreading the Warriors cancer, our Dubs, the disease that is that fandom has spread all the way to your neck of the woods. You just live in the suburbs. That's what's happened. You live in a, and I think you did before. You live in a probably upper class neighborhood, and they're not rocking with the Kings. They're not for the culture. You know what I mean? Not where KC and I live. You know what I mean? We're like down home.
Slums. I'm in the slums. I'm down there with Jacob Fatu. Shout out to our guy, Jacob Fatu. You know what I mean? I'm down there in the slums with my guy, Jacob, and Solo. I'm down in the slums.
You can't be serious.
I am.
You're in the slums.
Slums of Sacramento, man. We get it out the mud over here.
Go ahead. No, hold on. Go ahead.
Where there's orange groves.
You live in Elk Grove, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
The slums of Elk Grove.
It's rough over there, man.
How new is that city?
Okay, bro.
Just stop playing with us.
I see you just Trysta. No, Trista's all in on this gag. That's fine.
Well, the Trysta doesn't know the dynamics here as well, though. I think she does. We've talked about it. But for a place that Bay Area people try to look down on, try to talk crazy about.
Both of those young ladies were from the Bay Area.
That's what I'm saying. They're sliding out here to Sacramento and drones.
They got pushed out of their city. They're dealing with their own issues in the Bay, and they wanted to come. Don't bring your little Warriors noise over here. You better put on that purple if you want to be in this
Yeah, all that is done.
Not the Valkyrie purple either.
All
How
that
about
is
my
done.
team, my Portland Fire, by the way?
Oh,
Well,
whatever,
okay,
dude.
yeah.
Whatever.
I saw your
Yeah.
little BS rant, by the way. Why do you even have to bring Portland into it?
Because Portland was the one who got the team. That's why.
You shouldn't have brought it into it. Because
Why not?
Because I go rock with y'all, and you can't come after my. You have to have that. We're all.
I'm not coming at the city of Portland. I'm coming at the WNBA for what they've told the people who want the Monarchs back, the reason that they can't have them. Your franchise folded in 2 years.
But don't you think with that ownership group that is the Portland Thorn ownership group and how Portland now is? I was just talking to somebody about this today. Portland is like literally the city for women's sports right now.
Yeah.
That's what it
When
is.
did that happen?
I think the sports bra really stamped it.
Fine. Let's open the sports bra then.
Will,
Is that what we're talking about?
Portland Thorn has a team. You do not have an NWSL team.
Well, we would have,
Yeah,
but
well,
But you
we
can't.
would have, but
people
You think you
not
can
cashing in.
these same jackasses that this city puts their trust in screw it up. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Do you think the city would show out and sell out?
Yes.
Absolutely. That's not without question.
Soccer, so women's soccer.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. And you think they would sell out women's hoops?
Yeah,
That's-
and sellout's a relative term, right? I don't believe there would be 17,000 people at 20 home games in
Right.
Sacramento. I do not believe
No,
that.
not
But would there be 10 to 13 or whatever? the
lower bowl for sure.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. And here's the deal. So with the soccer thing, that just got fumbled and bundled by people out here that make false promises. Soccer,
That fumble and bumble everything they're involved in. But sorry,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Soccer out here is it's like top 5 youth sport participation soccer in the country. Like Sacramento, I think just Elk Grove is top 5, to be honest with you. So it's rough out there. That's all we got to do is look for sports because we're just trying to find happiness anywhere. But here's the deal. Here's the deal though, Trysta. And this is what I think Damien is saying. I think we all agree it's going to succeed in a major way in Portland. It's not going to be like it was before.
Yes.
And that's because the league is different. I think Portland is obviously this ownership. It's going to succeed. But if you're going to be in the business of giving cities back their team, Portland should not have been first on the list. I can make the argument, as much as I love Sacramento, if Houston has a group that wants it, they should be first. Maybe you put Sacramento second. Portland is way down the list.
Here's the issue with Houston. And this is the issue with all big cities as it relates to sports. Unless you're really, really successful, you have just too many opportunities and things to take your attention away as a fan. We've got nothing. Like if people who haven't been like really in Portland, they don't realize we have like manufacturing plants and Freightliner, and we've got like tons of truck, like all this industrial Midwestern gritty stuff. It's not Portlandia. It's gray, it's dismal. It's like the best thing we have is like smoothie bowls. Like that's all we got is our food and our sports. Like Sacramento, as much as you guys ride for your teams, there's a lot to do because the weather's better. You're close to the bay. The closest we have to anything is Seattle, and it's just like a bigger version of us. Houston,
And go watch the Storm.
We're not doing that. We can support our own team. Thank you very much. Thank you. We got the Thorn. We got the Timbers. We're obviously like killing it with niche sports. But in terms of Houston, with the pedigree and what they've done, that's all well and good in a vacuum. But I don't think Houston people are showing out. I don't think they're selling. You see that with the Atlanta Dream. There's too many litty opportunities in Atlanta for people to sell out that arena unless they become the Las Vegas Aces.
Atlanta has been a struggle since they became a WNBA team. I think they even went to the finals a couple of years. Never won a game, but I think they went to the finals a couple of times. And you might have missed this, given you called it my little video on the Sacramento Monarchs. But the issue was less about Portland. Portland got the ire of my frustration because they had been named the team. What Kenny and I know is what the WNBA has told the people who are interested in bringing the Sacramento Monarchs back behind the scenes, and it was like, oh, we're just not sure that the city can support the team. I don't know. I don't know if Sacramento is ready for women's basketball. I was like, what the hell have you seen from this city that gives an implication that they're not ready for anything? Whether it was the Sacramento Monarchs, and I get this was 15 years ago at this point when they folded, but they were one of the more successful franchises in the city. When the worst owner in professional sports says, hey, Sacramento's going to be my temporary home for Major League Baseball, no one cared. They went out there and they put down deposits for season tickets. When the Sacramento Kings sucked and they built that palace downtown, no one cared that they still sucked. They went and purchased tickets and suites and all of those different things. There has absolutely never been a situation involving sports where Sacramento didn't ride with their team. And for the WNBA to tell a prospective ownership group that they have questions about that is either short-sighted by the WNBA team and they're not, or the WNBA group, and they're not paying attention to what the city of Sacramento is, or they just don't want those owners a part of this. And they already had their eyes on Portland because they like the sports brawl and they want to do this whole women empowerment thing. And look how Portland is such this great market for women's sports.
That part is,
and in that case, they could kiss my ass.
That part as well. But like, let's be real. Kathy Engelbert, she's been fumbling.
She's bad.
She's been fumbling and bumbling. Like I was talking to, like we were talking about soccer recently and women's soccer and how profitable and how the valuations on those franchises have risen so fast. The woman who bought the Spirit, DC Spirit for $35 million. And now the valuation is 2-3 years later, maybe 4 years later, $100 million. I mean, you're talking about $250 million valuations on some of these teams. And the reason that people are investing, the reason that they feel like, even though they're not making money right now, that it is profitable and a growing business to get into is because the TV rights and the way that they've set up their broadcast negotiations is much better than the WNBA, right? Like the way that they time this for the WNBA isn't particularly great. They're locked in for another 5 years. Like Caitlin Clark's shoes not coming out until 2027. Like you got to capitalize on the interest of the league, and TV rights are a big piece of making the league profitable. And they're not going to be able to like change that for a minute now.
I do think that eventually, I don't know the timeline, but in the next 5 to 7 years, maybe 5 to 10 years, I think the WNBA gets to 20 teams. And I do think Sacramento,
you'll be one of them.
There barely, because that for whatever reason they're interested in Denver. And
just probably the Bronkies. That's probably why.
Denver don't even like the Nuggets. I don't even like the WNBA franchise. But I do think they get in there. But like I said, the frustration was that's
the only one I don't think will work.
Denver.
I do not see that working.
You think Houston will work? You really think Houston will work?
It might not work in the Toyota Center.
I don't know.
They might have to play at the University of Houston or something like that.
I'm not sure. I don't know if Houston works long term. I genuinely I don't know. That organization, like their law, it wasn't a support issue that caused Houston to. It was a spiteful owner that was pissed at David Stern that caused them to lose that franchise. So, yeah, I'm not sure. I think you make great points about Houston because it's a lot like Atlanta.
Yep.
And I think there's ways to navigate that stuff. We've talked about the Carolinas and how Memphis, Nashville, Knoxville, like somewhere in that regard. But I don't know about Houston. I don't know.
You guys had you guys were talking Cowboys before I came on. You guys still want to do that, or are we not doing that anymore?
Would you I wish I could see how what's happening inside your brain sometimes.
Well, I have a tab open. You guys got me to Google Cowboys schedule, and so I was looking at the tab like, am I even going to use this data?
Well, let's go with it, and the hell with the WNBA playoffs. Let's go.
Oh, let's do the playoffs first. Let's do the playoffs first. My bad. This is not my show. This is your show.
At some point, y'all gonna let me drive this bitch like I know what I'm doing. Like I've been here. Like I've done this. At some point, I got 2 KCs in front of me right now. No, I don't even know what there is to say about the playoffs. Do you think, like, I mean, does anyone think something's going to happen in these playoffs? Like, we're getting the 4 best teams in the next round, aren't we? Probably relatively quickly.
I think that's right. Like Indiana is a nice story. I think the thing that I will say, and I just made a video about it while you guys were on the air, is like I'm officially out on what are we doing with this Caitlin Clark media stuff. I don't know if you guys saw, and I like Christine Brennan a lot. I worked with Christine Brennan, USA Today, wrote a bunch of books. I think she's writing a book on Caitlin Clark, but like it's really weird. Like
was that the LA Times thing?
Was
that was the DeJournay Carrington.
The DeJournay where she's like, "Hey, she asked
the headline." No,
she asked her a question like face to face, like during shoot around.
Yeah, so she asked Caitlin first, "Did you feel that the poke in the eye was intentional?" And she said, "Like, bitch, please. Like, have you not seen basketball before?" She kind of said it just like that too. Like, did you not watch the replay? And then they go to DeJournay, and she's like, "So was that intentional? If it was intentional, what were you doing? Like, just give me some thoughts." Is like, and DeJournay's like, "No, that's not what I didn't even know I hit her in the eye. It was a play on the ball. That's not the kind of player I am." And then she goes and says, "Well, you and Marina Mabry were kikiing it over there, like laughing about poking Caitlin Clark in the eye later on in the game. Is that not what you were doing?" And she's like, she looks at her like, when when strong black women like give you that like eye with the lashes and they like close their eyes. That's what she did to Christine Brennan, like just holding everything back inside. And she was like, "No, I just told you I didn't even know I hit her in the eye. How could I have poked her in the eye on purpose and laughed about it if I just told you I didn't know?" It was insane. And to that point, she was so aggressive with DeJournay. And the way that she said it was just like, what are we doing here? That was where the moment has, like, we've jumped the shark now. Like a lot of the questions around how Caitlin has been defended, how she's been treated, like the Gino Oriyama, whatever commentary preseason about her, having to adjust and like who knows how she's going to be able to get into the league. And anybody who thinks she's going to dominate and be 4th MVP voting is like silly. So yeah, like I get that, and I ride for Caitlin in terms of that. But like, we can't do this. Like, this is now very obviously terrible, humiliating journalism.
And these are the things that are frustrating. To be honest with you, at least I'll speak on my end. It's never been Caitlin. Caitlin and Damien, we talked about this from the start. Caitlin, she just bought like anything that they've tried to make. Caitlin's like, nah, it's just hoop. All the way back to Angel Reese at LSU. She was just like, man, it's whatever. Like, that's what I was doing. It's just basketball. Like she's always taken that approach. For the most part, it's been the coverage. It's been the coverage that is like, nah, this is way too much. It's way too much, and it's screaming people that either have an agenda or have no idea what women's basketball and sometimes basketball in general looks like. Like, yes, I don't know what you thought. I don't know what your preconceived notions were of women's basketball, but yes, it's a physical game. It gets just as physical as anything that you see on the men's side. In some cases, maybe even more. Like, yeah, it's not one person only getting knocked around in certain occasions. Like, that's what happens, and it's been crazy from the start, man. I hope it dies out. I hope it.
I don't see it. I think it's just going up. It's getting more and more obvious, more and more weird. But on top of that, even if DeJournay did do it on purpose, who cares? It's the playoffs. That's like, you don't think people were elbowing in my high school basketball team. Like, people are elbowing people on purpose, grabbing each other's jerseys, scraping you across the skin. Like, that's a part of the game. And it's just kind of getting to the point where I'm like, I think Christine, and again, I like Christine, I think she just follows Caitlin around all over the country now. Everywhere she goes, just covering Caitlin.
It's the craziest story because I've been playing basketball my whole life, all 41 years. and I can remember probably 35 of them. I've never heard anybody, whether I'm playing in the game, hanging out with people that just played in the game, watch the game. I've never watched what I'm about to do. I'm about to poke her in the eye. I'm about to poke him in the eye. That is not even something that ever happens. How would you think like, yeah, like that's what I'm about to do to get back at this person? Come on, man. It's crazy.
This weird WNBA season is mercifully almost over. Or this portion of this weird WNBA season is mercifully over. And I hope all of these loudmouths focus on the next 4 teams that are playing for the WNBA championship, because they are probably by far the 4 best teams in the league. And we could see some movement tonight. Let's talk about the Cowboys now.
Well, that's why
That's
I'm
not
here.
what- no.
That's what I want to talk about, and that's the Cowboys and how we want to win a Super Bowl just so bad.
And that's me
That's
driving.
what we got on the-
That's me driving into a brick wall right there, trying to get to your Cowboy stats.
That's how we got to the meat conversation. That's literally why
Right.
we got into the meat conversations. The Cowboys have just been in the news. They've been having a little meet cute with the media a little bit too much, and it's all negative. We've got Jerry Jones acting like he's at an auction block with the guy who played in Django. He's giving height. He's giving weight. He's giving 40 time. He's giving hand time. He's giving.
I said we weren't even gonna have that conversation, but
You guys don't say anything. You stay right there.
So we weren't even gonna have that conversation on deal.
We knew what it was. Everybody knew what it was.
Come on.
Yeah.
And then people in my comments were like, "Oh, that's just guys." I'm like, "Oh,
No, it's not.
that is just guys
No,
being
it's not.
guys." Yeah, he's tough. 8.5. It's like, no, bro. I've been on this earth a long time, and maybe I didn't get those scouting reports. You know what I mean? Like, I just never saw those. And then you got the whole situation where the run defense is so bad. They're soft as marshmallow as a team, which we know that they see. I could have gone another route, and I didn't.
I know you could have, and I'm really thankful you
Credit
didn't.
to me.
Yep.
And I don't know how to get out of this one. They're letting teams run it down their throat, just pound it down their throat, pause. And giving up 151 yards to Derrick Henry on the ground, 2 TDs. You're giving up another, 70 yards to Lamar on the ground, like over 200 yards rushing that the Cowboys give up. And on the other side, your offense completely sputters and stagnates and has, because you can't run the damn ball yourself when we had multiple running backs that you could have gone after. And they keep saying, we don't have the money. We don't have the money. I'm sorry. You've got Trey Lance on your team. He's making $5 million. Does he have to be on this team? No, he does not. There's other guys on the team that you can move around and maneuver your cap. There's all kinds of cat magic that we can do. And if Derrick Henry got a freaking house in Dallas thinking he was going there. And guess what? It's been empty because he's been in Baltimore. And I just don't understand really what they're doing. Bringing back Ezekiel Elliott made no damn sense. Losing Tony Pollard, when you now bring back Ezekiel Elliott, having Tony Pollard by himself is an every down back, and a guy, Deuce Vaughn, who's literally 5'6", which makes also zero sense. There was multiple running backs you could have gotten in free agency. You end up then going out and getting Dalvin super washed. I'm cooked cook. I just don't like any part of it. And then we watch the freaking Washington Commanders, and you got the second coming of who knows what we're even seeing from Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels looks like him. 7-yard bomb on 3rd and 7, cover 0. Knew he was getting his ass lit. Pancake, and he said, you know what? I got big balls. Terry McLaurin is going to go out there and bring it home for me against the Cincinnati Bengals. We don't have that in our DNA. There is nobody on our team that can do that.
Well, you're handling it well.
TK, in 10 seconds, were you able to find 7 wins?
10 seconds.
8 wins. I mean, there's not many wins on. I looked at the schedule. It's 7 or 8. And maximum 9. But you're talking about a lot of teams that they're going to have to go and play very soon that I think they're going to lose to. Is Kenny like now committed to the break time? What's happening?
Yeah, I'm not. I thought that.
I didn't know. I didn't know. We
again,
get yelled at
again,
for not following that. I was trying to make sure.
At some
We're not
point,
driving the show.
at some point, my man will
sure.
at some point, y'all will let me do the only thing I do well. But hey, my man was trying to be responsible. So you saw how many?
Yes,
9?
I think 9 wins. So you look at this team. Okay, so you say, I think they get right against the Giants. They probably don't cover. They definitely lose against the Steelers. Justin Fields is going to make us look insanely incompetent on the road. That's an L. To me, that's an L. That's not a get right spot. This is not your Cleveland Browns team. They are 3-0, and Justin Fields looks good, and TJ Watt's coming for that ass, and you have no running game. Lions, that's going to be a hell of a showdown at the crib. I think that's going to be a super high-scoring game, but Lions defensively look much better. That's an L. Niners, L. Falcons, I don't know, man. They put up one hell of a fight against the Eagles. Eagles, probably an L. Texans, probably an L. Commanders on the road, what we just saw, what they just did to the Cincinnati Bengals, I'm not calling that a win. Giants at home, that's a win. Bengals on the road, I have no idea because the Bengals look bad, but in December they look good, so that's an L. Panthers win. We're at 3 wins right now. Buccaneers, we'll call that a win. 4. Eagles, I'll give you.
I don't like the way you said that.
I don't trust the Commanders based on that one loss that we've seen. I think they have real cracks, but that could easily. I wouldn't be surprised if they lost. I wouldn't be surprised if this was a 6-win team.
Wow. So what's the end game then? That's the part that we can't figure out.
That's what I can't figure out.
Oh, good. Again, you're handling this very, very well.
Do you agree with because Jesse's talked about it? Do you look at this as just a gap year where man, it's just a bad year, and then we revamp the following year?
Well, what I will say is that if this is a 6-win team, they're probably getting a high first-round draft pick on a running back, and that's just kind of what you have to do. There's other issues on the team. The offensive line doesn't look good. And when Dak looked really good as a rookie, that was the best offensive line in football. So what they need to do is fortify protecting Dak. But you cannot – we're seeing this with the Bears and Caleb Williams. You really can't do anything if you can't run the damn ball in between the tackles. We can't have guys going out wide. We can't have little screen passes. We need to play smash mouth football. And on top of that, I have to say, I feel like they should have fired Mike McCarthy and hired Dan Quinn as their head coach.
That's and that's the thing that we keep getting hung up on is when they decided to not sign or fire Mike McCarthy, they made a commitment to be exactly where they are right now.
Yes.
Which is odd because you're going to have so many really, really high-priced players across various positions.
Death. That's the end game. Death.
Are you buying any 3-0? Like, I mean, Kansas City, obviously, I'm sure you are. What'd you think of Buffalo in their start?
Buffalo looks really good. Complimentary football. Pick your poison. I don't know if you guys saw what Josh Allen said at the presser. He was like, this all works much better when you have a room full of guys who do not care how much they catch the football, how much they're targeted, how much they score. And that was a direct shot at Stephon Diggs, and it's clear that he was a problem. Yeah, it was clear that he was a problem there, and that was creating a rift with everybody else, and that trickle down effect really changed the dynamic of that offense. They were force feeding him at times. So I believe in the Bills. A team that I think everybody should watch out for. A team that I said this after week 1. I think I even said it preseason. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure I did. The Vikings are real. The Vikings are extremely real. That defense with Brian Flores is nasty. Not only do they have worse personnel this year, they're just playing better than they did last year. So I think Brian Flores' system is trickling in and kind of everybody's gelling. The running game is elite. Again, Aaron Jones. You got a backup running back as well there who's a little banged up. You've got Sam Darnold, the resurgence of Sam Darnold, who makes some boneheaded plays. But Kevin O'Connell turns these quarterbacks into guys that could pass for 5,000 yards. Like you got like the Kirk Cousins effect. Kirk Cousins is not good. Right? He's not like an elite passer.
Well, that's not fair. He's solid.
He's okay, but he's not elite.
Okay.
Like Kevin O'Connell makes really like middle of the road to under middle of the road passers look really good, just like Ben Johnson and and Dan Campbell have made Jared Goff look really good. You put Jared Goff in another system, you put him in Chicago, and he looks like Caleb Williams. So I really think the Vikings have a shot to have maybe offensive player of the year noise in Aaron Jones. Like maybe you've got Sam Darnold MVP numbers. Maybe you've got Kevin O'Connell. I think Kevin O'Connell will win Coach of the Year if they continue this.
I can see that happening. They look really good. They look really good, and it looks sustainable.
Two contenders that they beat the hell out of.
Yeah, they look like a team that, which I thought was going to be a bottom 5 team this year. They're going to really be able to maybe be a playoff team, maybe win a game or two in the playoffs.
If this is all accurate, and let's roll with this because TK don't miss. So let's roll with this all being legit. A big reason that they're going to be in the positions that we're talking about is because of Sam Darnold, no?
Yes, I think that's what I said. Sam Darnold MVP is like 70-1 right now.
So Sam Darnold is not Andy Dalton. Sam Darnold is still a very young quarterback. Are we looking at a situation where Sam Darnold winds up being the Minnesota Vikings quarterback?
I mean, they really like JJ. And maybe JJ waits 2-3 years, just like what we saw with Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love, or Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre. Like maybe what you do is you boost Sam Darnold's stock all the way up. He has an MVP season, and then you ship him out somewhere that needs a quarterback.
He's on a 1-year deal, so they're gonna have to make a decision.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna have to make it, and then
then
they can't even ship him out. They don't have no control over that.
Well, yeah, and now he'll be worth money, no?
He'll be worth
like
money.
I'm talking about his money. Like his
value will be higher. They will have to do something, and thankfully they have a cheap rookie quarterback, and that's kind of how this whole model is.
And that's the tough thing for Sam is he'll have to think because he's been with obviously the 49ers, now with the Vikings. He's been with bad organizations. He's been with 2 very bad organizations before. Yep. And he'll have to assess any opportunity that comes his way. And we've laid this out repeatedly. There's going to be a lot of them. Yes. There are going to be a lot of quarterback spots open this upcoming offseason. And
he's going to have to pick and choose because the issue for him is that he's very system and coach dependent. And do you want to get your money, and some of it will be guaranteed, and then go to a place where they misuse you, where your talents are not found, like you're not exploited, your talents, they're not getting the most out of you. They're not putting pieces around you. Their defense isn't good. Their running game isn't good, because you can find yourself out of a job very quickly. Like Sam Darnold as a backup quarterback in this league, once JJ McCarthy is there, isn't a horrible possibility either. If he gets his money and he still stays with a good franchise, I think that's better than him taking more money that's non-guaranteed and going to a place that's non-functioning, like the Giants. The Giants are non-functioning.
Yeah. And because, like you pointed out, Trysta, because of the rookie contract situation, they could just pay him and let McCarthy learn as the backup. You know what I mean? Because you're not going to – I mean, he is a first-round pick. It's not like Brock Purdy, but you won't be paying him, max dollar. So you can maybe afford to have – what would he be making? Like maybe $7-8 million a year, McCarthy?
Yeah.
Maybe you could afford to have him as – I don't remember
where he was.
If the Cowboys have a $5 million backup, a third-string guy, then Minnesota could have a $7 million backup.
He has a signing bonus of $12 million, base salary of $800,000, carrying a cap hit of $4 million. So that's not bad at all. Also, what about Miami? Depending on if you think Tua is another concussion away, and Mike McDaniel, that's an awesome spot for Sam Darnold. Honestly,
I don't think Mike would do it.
You don't think he would do
it?
He's got no faith, or he's got too much faith in Tua.
I think Tua's his guy, and if he has to. I don't want to use the term that's in my head, but if he has to ride or otherwise with Tua, I think that's what he's going to do.
Till the wheels fall off with Tua.
Unfortunately.
Wow. Yeah.
I could be wrong. I mean, Jesse knows his team better than I do, but I feel like, and I could just be reacting to Mike McDaniel's behavior after what we saw a couple weeks ago. he looks like he genuinely loves Tua Tagovailoa, and
Yeah.
I'm not sure that he would.
What
put him
about LA? I think the Rams are an awesome spot for him too. Matt Stafford's getting older. They've got Puka. They've got Cooper Kupp. They've got Kyron Williams. You've got a brilliant mind in Sean.
You got Sean McVay. Yeah.
That's an awesome spot. I think if I'm Sam Darnold, I'm talking to my agent being like, get me to LA.
That's a good one. Yep. That's a really good one.
Sure,
this caught my attention. Schefter tweeted it. I wanted to see how he framed it, and he didn't. During the Super Bowl era, 255 teams have started 0-3. 6 of them have gone on to make the playoffs. The last 0-3 team to make the playoffs was the 2018 Houston Texans, who were quarterbacked by Deshaun Watson. It's fantastic. Sir, they've added a whole ass other game. The 0-3 stat, the 0-2 stat, all of those things, they don't really hold the same type of weight that they used to. Not only did they add another game, didn't they add another playoff team?
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's more games and more playoff teams, which means stats like this hold no relevance anymore.
On this episode of D'Lo and Casey, we have the segment Numbers Never Lie. That is.
Well, did you guys hear the numbers situation about the Bengals loss? That was crazy. That was something you don't see every day.
The what?
The Bengals lost last night. They scored 31 points and lost. In 104 years of the NFL, no team has ever scored 31 points, not had a turnover, and not punted and lost the game.
How about the fact that the Commanders 2 games in a row, every single time they touched the ball, they scored. 2 games in a row.
Absolutely crazy.
That's crazy. That is a trip.
91%, Jaden Daniels, 91% completion percentage in his rookie year, the best for any rookie. The kid is sick. That evasion where he kind of like juked him. He got out of pressure. He only took 1 sack, I think. Just what a freaking call that the Commanders got put into with Caleb Williams being the automatic choice for number 1. 2 years in a row now, the number 2 overall pick is better than the number 1 overall pick. Amazing.
They look like the real deal, though.
Woo!
The real deal.
He looks
They
like
can run the damn ball, too, and that offensive line protected him. That's what I'm trying to say. We want it to be flashy. Surround your quarterback with talent. Protect your quarterback. Run the damn ball. Have a decent defense so that your offense isn't, putting strain on the other side of the ball.
Okay. Yes or no question. Has Jacksonville done any of that for Trevor Lawrence?
Not really. I mean, they have a running back, but I don't think Travis Etienne is like a stout Saquon Barkley-like running back. And I don't love Tank Bigsby. You have Brian Thomas there, I love Brian Thomas. He's legit. Christian Krick had a good game last game, but he's on a milk carton every other game. Evan Ingram wasn't good in New York, and he's banged up now, which does not surprise me. So not really. They haven't. And I don't know necessarily if I trust in the coaching of Doug Peterson either.
Okay, this could launch another lengthy conversation, so I'll just let that live out in the Etherverse for a while.
You don't want to just have one sentence back? We're just going to leave
it. Is Trevor Lawrence good or not?
Yeah, he's good. Yeah, he's good. If Sam Darnold is good, if we're going to say Sam right now that we think Sam Darnold is good, then absolutely Trevor Lawrence is good.
Trevor Lawrence is all right quarterback. I don't think he's
bad.
See,
that's why you guys shouldn't let me drive, because that was a bad question. I'm not asking the question the way that I want to. Has Trevor Lawrence been underwhelming as an NFL quarterback?
Absolutely.
Is that because of Trevor Lawrence? Is that because of the way he was talked about, or is it because of the Jacksonville Jaguars?
I think it's like 70 to 80% Jags.
Okay.
And I think it's like 30% Trevor. But
those percentages do not work out at all.
I said 80 or 70, and I said 30.
Okay.
So I switched it to 70,
So
70,
all right. 70.
100.
All right.
This is why the show's the best. This is why the show's
I'm glad you
Never Lie segment, Damian Barling, keeping you up to speed with math.
I like this, Trysta. I like Luke. This was fun. This was great. This was an hour straight of Trysta roasting me and working in as many meat references as possible.
So are we leaning into this at this point?
I don't think so.
Oh,
You're not?
no, you should keep
No.
No, we have a big company event next week, and by that point something will happen with the
It's
beard.
blonde, right? That's what it is.
It's like 7 colors. Yeah, there's blonde, there's dark brown, there's gray, there's a little red. There's a lot happening. My biggest fear was looking like Cowboy Brock Lesnar, and I feel like it's getting dangerously close. And so next week, before we have like a 3-day thing where we have event after event after event. I'm gonna have my barber do something, and it's probably gonna be.
Are we going trim or are we going baby face? Or what are we doing?
It's not baby face. No, I'm not doing that again.
little
But it'll be maybe faded, and it'll be something.
I wasn't growing this out all summer.
I was trying to. I try. Look, I've done it. Like it's just I don't like the way that it looks, and I really hate the way that it looks in pictures. And it's just
you could dye it.
No, it's too late for that, buddy. It's too late.
Too late.
It's too late.
It's never too late.
It's too late. Like what am I going to come in here looking like Hollywood Hogan tomorrow?
So
looking like Carlos Boozer upside down.
I wouldn't even know what color to dye it.
Your hair color. That's the color.
What color is my hair, Trysta?
I would say like a reddish brown.
Boom.
They can match it.
We made
Our
it.
good colorist can match it.
Okay. We
I'm gonna
we
tell you,
have nowhere else to put this commercial break.
All right, well, let's put it there.
You're just gonna. All right, TK. We love you to death.
I love you guys so much. Everybody I talk to about this show, I let them know, like, ride for D-Lo and Casey. Y'all are family.
That's my
Always
girl.
love.
Thank you.
Go Portland Fire.
Okay, no, it's good. Just a Krick. Just go to commercial for.